Hey, what is going on, everybody? What's up? Welcome to the Killjoy Jake YouTube channel. I'm your host, as always. Twilight Sparkle Fan 2006, that's my name. Stop stealing my name. What's up, everybody? How's it going? Welcome to the stream. So first things first, before I start saying hello to people, we will be talking spoilers on this stream, just in case you missed it in the title. So please don't get it spoiled. And listen, if you're like, oh my God, I want to talk about this movie so badly. Well, listen, we're going live all weekend. I'm going to be live talking about this movie. So go watch it. Go check it out. As Valerie's saying, the general is here. Welcome. We'll be talking spoilers on the stream, so don't come on, don't come in here yet. That's what I say. So go see the movie, and I'll be talking about it all weekend. Come on back, and we'll discuss it. It's gonna be great. So welcome everybody. Let's talk some Scream 6 spoilers. We're getting into it now. So if you've been warned. Critical Overlords here. What's up? Round 3 tonight. Just dipped in to say hello. Welcome. Enjoy round 3, man. Oh my God, I can't wait to rip this thing open, man. Lots to talk about. Renan is saying, but it's funny knowing who the killers were, except for Quinn. Didn't spoil my experience at all. I figured it out in like the first 20 minutes. I'm gonna be honest. I don't mind though with this movie, which we'll get into why. If you guys saw my review, I kind of laid it out there, but I don't really mind. I had it figured out. I'm gonna be honest. I had it figured out in like 20 minutes, but it was fun. It was still a really good movie. I think the last movie had a better mystery, but this one did something new with the whole mystery concept, so I appreciated that. I appreciated that a lot. No Larla is saying, here we go, baby. Welcome. Well, welcome. Yeah, Brandon McLean is talking about Dewey never got stabbed like Chad and survived. Dewey was always stabbed in the back. Yeah, okay. I know, it's a stretch. Whole ending's is a bit of a stretch. Yeah. But I liked it. I still enjoyed it. I was like, this is like, that was one of the coolest scenes in the entire franchise, followed up with a really cool reference to our beloved Dewey. So I'll take it, man. I'll take it. It's a stretch. It is. Yeah. But there's been way bigger stretches in the past. You know what I mean? I don't know, man. Like, this is the same complaint I hear with, it's a little thing, you know what I mean? It's a little thing in my mind. It's the same complaint I've heard many times with like Evil Dead 2013, but it's more fun that way. It's more interesting to see characters just be within an inch of their life for most of the movie, which, sure, is it realistic? No, not at all, but it's more fun that way, I think, personally. All right, I love this music, but let's throw some chill stuff on. Let's throw some chill stuff on so I can think. I can't think with music on. I don't know what it is. But anyways, what else do we got here? Blucka is here. What's up, Blucka? So does Ethan dying to the TV confirm Stu is dead? Yes. Like, without a doubt, yes. They're even talking about it. Even it's on the board, man. Stu dead, 1996. Yeah, man, he's a goner. But that's okay. I liked that they're preserving his legacy. I don't want him to come back. I love Stu. He's a great character. We don't need more of him though. I even think the Billy stuff's a bit too much, in my opinion. And that's not even anything. Like, that's just a little tiny little minuscule detail. It's not even that big of a deal. And even that's just like, it's borderline too much. And an entire sequence with Stu at the end, that's gonna be way too far off there. Brandon is saying, I enjoyed it a ton, just wish they had the balls to kill off those that should truly be dead. Yeah, I talked about it. I honestly, I was going to film my review and have it edited and ready to go for tomorrow. But I genuinely was like, I need to talk about this movie. I loved so many things. I was so hyped up about it. If I talked about it last night, it would have just been me saying like, oh God, this movie's the best thing that's ever been made. It's not, it's not like I was like, oh, it's kind of a masterpiece. I loved it. For me, it is. For me personally, I loved everything that they did with this film, but it's, it has its issues here and there. And I think it's very subjective, but it's not as like, there's nothing that's a crazy big stretch like in Scream 2 or Scream 3. Like Scream 3, Sydney comes in, throws her gun in the pool, and then she's got another gun on her inside of her ankle. What? How would she know? Like, how would she know to do that? Oh, and wait, she also has a bulletproof vest? That's a way bigger stretch than what happened to Chad in this movie, in my opinion, once again. We're all gonna have different opinions on it, so let's just keep it cool, though. David Gibson, is saying even the FBI didn't figure it out. Yeah, it's that good of a mystery, Hey, I liked it, man. I enjoyed it. I was also gonna say I think we'll talk about the mystery element here in a second, but I think it works because they're playing it the whole mystery thing different, David. That's why I liked it. I stopped. I'm gonna be honest. About 25 minutes into this movie, I stopped watching this like a Scream film and I just watched it like a slasher movie, and I had a way better time with it. I also feel like the mystery element was kind of like they leaned into the idea that it was obvious. We were talking on the Lethal Collective stream just a second ago, saying like there's been a lot of obvious killers. You know, there's not too many that stick out as being really mysterious. Like, oh wow, that one really got me. You know, it's much more about the other surprises we get along the way. Those are the highest points. For me, at least. Like some of the things in Scream 5, like my favorite, like Amber was actually a really good reveal, in my opinion, once again. But some of the higher points of that movie was like Dewey's death, super shocking, wasn't expecting that. And also Sam being revealed as Billy's daughter. What? That's crazy. That's nuts. Those are the reveals that I was the most impressed with. And I liked that they leaned into the idea that, you know, this is a little obvious. It's always a little obvious, though. They leaned into that. They have a very clear understanding of how Scream works, and they fucked around with that. They got a stranglehold on it and twisted it their own way, and I appreciated that. So, David, I'm excited to talk with you more about the movie tonight, though. It's going to be fun. Thanks for the $2, and thanks for being a channel member, too. John Smith is throwing 5 out there. Thanks, John. I appreciate that. Also, thanks for being a channel member. Look at you. Saying, Jake, I love Scream 6, 8.5 out of 10. I'm torn between this 1 and 5 being my second favorite, behind the OG from 96. Love the Carpenter sisters. Yes. Oh, the Carpenter sisters are really, really good in this one. Big step up from the last movie, in my mind. I did like their relationships, but it felt like seeds to be grown into bigger and better things. And this is the bigger and better. This is the flowers. You know what I mean? We're seeing the blooms now. And I loved it. Yeah, I loved the character development here. I love where they went with it. Overall, I thought it was just sick, man. I really enjoyed everything they brought to the table in this new entry. Yeah, I probably give it a 9.5 out of 10. Like that's probably where I'm at. That's probably where I'm gonna be with it. Like, you know, like I said, it's not perfect. It's got little things here and there, but it's nothing. It's little tiny things, nothing compared to some of the other sequels. So I loved it. I had a fucking blast with it, man. I cannot wait to see it again. I'm itching to see it again tomorrow. This is getting me through today talking with all of you, but I don't even know, man. Like I can't wait I cannot wait to see it again. Ugh. John, I'm so glad you enjoyed it though. Thanks for the $5. I appreciate it. Thanks for hopping in. Locked is throwing $20 out there. Locked, thank you so much. That's crazy. Oh my god, that's some crazy big support. Thank you. Saying Scream 6 was everything I wanted and more, and as an avid Scream 5 fan and Sam fan, I was so damn happy. And hearing Dewey's theme brought me, oh my god, me too, brought me to near tears. Sam is my new personal favorite final girl. Nice, man. Nice. Locked, once again, thank you for the $20. And yes, I totally agree. Sam stepped it up big time in this movie. So much so to where I would, like, if I have a top 10 list of final girls, which I have not thought about at all, like, I think the only, like, confirmed members of that list would be, like, Laurie Strode and Sidney Prescott. That's really, like, I'd have to think about it. You know what I mean? I'd have to write things out and be like, well, which ones who's the best? You know, which of these characters are really some of the better final girls out there? I think Sam has made it to the list. I think for sure, for me at least. I don't know. I think she was incredible in this movie. I got to see another movie before I'm like, holy shit, like fucking 10 out of 10 final girl. You know, I need another movie with her. So I'm really banking on 7 happening. This weekend is going to be huge for the film though, so I would not be surprised if we get that announcement soon. Oh, I'm excited. And dude, the Dewey theme, I was so like, man, that's crazy. That's crazy, man. No way. Why did Gale move on so quick though? That's a negative I have about the film. Damn. Moved on quickly, but hey, at least Ghostface was like, yeah, fuck that. You know what I mean? So there was that at least. So I liked that, but that was just a sweet moment. I wish they had a little more explanation as to why. I guess we don't really need that, but I wish they would have talked a little more about why Gale wrote the book. But it was really, that whole sequence was so funny with her, with Jenna Ortega punching her in the face and saying like, why would you put that in your book? That felt like a Dewey scene, you know? I don't know. I loved it. I love what they brought to the table. His presence was still felt in the film as well as Sydney's. And I think that was really wonderful. They took very good care of both of those characters, I think, even though that's a weird thing to say about a character they killed in the previous film. I liked it. I like what they did with it. And yeah, dude, I agree. Killer stuff there, Locked. Thanks for the $20 again. Thank you. And thank you for becoming a member. Holy crap. Welcome back to the Killjoy cult, where we drink lots of Kool-Aid That is definitely not spiked with anything else. Welcome. TC is also a YouTube member as well. So welcome to the family. We appreciate it. Thank you for the support, man. Dude, God, I love this. I loved this movie so much. David Gibson throwing another $5 in there. Thank you so much. Don't get me wrong, I loved it, bro. 9.5, but seriously, no one Googled Richie's family members. I don't know if I can suspend my disbelief that much. I don't think she would know. They only dated for 6 months. And if they're in New York City, versus Modesto, they weren't exactly very close to each other. I mean, I guess I don't really know where Richie's family resides, but I can see dating someone for 6 months and not knowing their family. Like, especially in Sam's situation where, she just came from being like, she said she was like kind of a drug addict and all that. She was like doing whatever. She was working at a bowling alley. I mean, she's not exactly like in the best spot in life during the 5th movie. So I believe it personally. I don't think that's that big of a stretch. I could see Richie talking about his family and saying that he has a brother and a sister, but I totally don't think that. I don't think that's that weird. I've dated people for 6 months and never met any of their family before. So like, speaking from personal experience, I don't think that's the weirdest thing. Yeah, I mean, I stand by the 9.5. I don't know, David. I really liked it. I saw some things in this movie that I didn't think that the franchise would ever do, and they did like a lot of those things. And trust me, we'll get to all those things in a second here, and I can't wait. But David, thank you for the $5. Once again, I saw you said earlier that you're like, oh, we're hashing this out, man. I can't wait to talk. So I love it. I love talking all this shit. Dante is throwing $5 in there too. Thank you, Dante. Thank you so much for the support. Saying, loved this. Seeing it again tonight, but I can't help but think Jack Champion sucked when the mask came off. Quinn and Bailey would have fared better without him. Ooh, okay. I think for me, what I really liked about Jack Champion was, I actually feel this way about both Quinn and him. I don't think their performances at the end are like, oh, best Ghostface ever. Like, I wouldn't rank either of them that high, me personally. But I really liked like Jack Champion's lines at the end and like how he died. The knife in the mouth too. That was awesome. There's a lot of things about his character that I really did enjoy. But I mean, I wasn't like, if I had to rank the Ghostface, like I'm going to rank the Ghostfaces later this weekend, but if I had to like right now say like where Jack Champion and like Quinn, where they would rank, like it would probably be like lower middle out of the 14 Ghostfaces we have now. Dermot Mulroney, different story. Like, I think he's going way up there for me personally, but yeah, they were good. They had some crazy moments. Quinn walking, I think I like Quinn. I definitely like Quinn better than Ethan. When she's walking along the railing and all that, and she's dragging her knife, that was awesome. Yeah, that was great. But yeah, I definitely think that this movie's focus wasn't about who the killers are. And I think that really aided, maybe not aided the third act as much. It was just a really different third act. Usually you spend more time with the killers, but there's more killers in this movie. So you couldn't it was harder to distribute the time across all of them better, I think. But I wouldn't go so far as to say that they sucked, but I get what you're saying, Dante. Thank you for the $5 though. Really appreciate it. Really appreciate the support. John Smith throwing $5 out there again. Let's go, John Smith. I appreciate it. Thank you. Saying FBI agent Kirby Reed can arrest me. Can arrest me anytime. Love a girl who knows her horror movies. Glad to see Hayden Panettiere make her comeback. She was phenomenal. I was so worried she was going to show up and be like, Kirby Reed back in the movie. Let's make some money. No way, Jose. She had a big role in this movie, like big time. Like actually did some stuff. Was important to the plot. I was like, nice. And I know that sounds like, really, Jake, you're impressed by that? There's a lot of movies nowadays that just bring people in and that's it. Like, it's just because they have star power. And I think that sucks. And I'm glad that they didn't do that for Hayden Panettiere. Especially because I just think it's disrespectful to these people who played prominent characters in past versions of things. Because they are better actors and actresses than that. That's why they're so beloved. And sometimes they get these little tiny roles where it's like, yeah, just show up so we make money. That sucks, man. They did not do that for Hayden Panettiere here, and I appreciate the hell out of that. That was awesome. So yes, I was very excited to see her here. I hope she's back for the next one, and I hope she's just in more movies in general. All the love to Hayden Panettiere too, who I know is going through a very hard time right now. I doubt she'll see this, but I just hope that she's okay. And all the love and power to her, because my God, she's not only an amazing human being, but a terrific actress as well. So John Smith, thank you for the $5. I do really appreciate that. All the love, my dude. T_C, thank you for the $5. And new channel member throwing $5 out there, man. I could just give you a hug. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Isn't it crazy that if Billy appears in one more movie, then he'll only be in one less movie than Dewey? Whoa, that's weird, man. I didn't even think about it. I didn't literally did not even think about that until you brought it up. That's fascinating. Yeah, he's been in 3 movies now. Nice. Okay. That's actually pretty cool. Skeet Ulrich deserves it, man. Killer. He's a killer actor, man. I love it. Yeah, that's really interesting to think about, man. I'm fine with it. You know, I think they had just the right amount of Force Ghost Billy in this one. You know, it wasn't too much. It was just when she went up to to Billy's shrine. It makes sense, you know? It felt a little unprecedented. My favorite word apparently right now, because I use it so much. I can't tell you how many times I cut out little bits of me saying that for my review today, but it didn't feel out of it didn't feel out of place. Let's say that. There we go. Better term. I'm not just using the same fucking word over and over again. Yeah, no, I think it works. I think it works in this one a little better because it feels better. It feels like it's in a better place than in 5, where it just kind of is like, oh, okay, now we're watching Billy. You know, it's like, whoa, where did that come from? But yes, I do think that is really cool, and I'm very happy for Skeet Ulrich. It's always great to see him back. You know, as weird as it is, I'm just glad to see him back. So T_C, thank you for the $5. I appreciate that. Thank you. J Kemp 07 is throwing a super chat in there. Thank you so much. I like your Mickey profile picture. That's pretty sick. Saying Greg is better than Charlie. Villain killing Dylan. I don't know if you're here or not, but might want to. I don't know if you like the sounds of that. I know we got some big Charlie fans out there, so I don't know, man. Really love that the first time we meet one of our Ghostface killers, they're just a pile of meat in a fridge. I almost had tears in my eyes. I was laughing so hard. I'm like, this is the most wonderful thing I've ever seen in a movie. Like, I literally just talking about it, I'm getting excited again. Oh my God. That was so cool. But I actually, this is crazy, but I'm starting to like Charlie a little more. I love when I put an opinion out there that I'm just like, yeah, Charlie's the worst Ghostface, of course. I love it when people throw something back at me. Like, but Charlie did like most of the kills in Scream 4, Jake. Like, you got to give him some credit. And I'm like, I thought about it for a second. I'm like, he does get a lot of he actually gets one of the coolest kills in franchise history in Scream 4. Okay, maybe I like Charlie a little more than I'm leading on. So Charlie's definitely faring a little higher in my Ghostface ranking this time around. I will say that. I got to do one yearly though, because I feel like I'm going to find different things about every character that I really like. So I don't know. Greg is probably my least favorite just because we literally never see him alive, but I love it. I love the scene that he's attached to though, is what I will say. That's really funny though, J Kemp. Thank you so much for the super chat. Thank you. AJ's throwing a buck in there as well. AJ, I appreciate that. If that's a super sticker, I'll tell you what, those are my fucking favorite. I love stickers. Ugh. I'm like a child. I just like sticking stickers on everything. People just yell at me. They're like, don't stick your damn stickers on things, Jake. And I'm like, I don't care. I like sticking stickers. AJ, thanks for the buck, though. I appreciate it, man. I appreciate it a whole lot. One of my all-time favorite screen names that I genuinely have just, I don't know, I just love this. The Leonardo DiCaprio, 10 out of 10. I mean, the creativity is amazing. Throwing $5 in there as well. Thank you so much, man. Saying, I may have been wrong about Stu, this movie. He's coming back in 7. I really liked the Gale apartment scene where Ghostface talks about Dewdrop. Oh, yeah. Well, man, lots of good stuff in this one. With Stu, I don't know. I still feel like I just don't want to see him back. I love him. I mean, absolutely still my favorite Ghostface, without a doubt, even after another new movie. But I don't know. I don't want to see him back. I love what we got. I love what we got from Matthew Lillard in his prime, just absolutely killing it in Scream 6. I mean, Scream, the original Scream. But I don't know. I just don't think we need any more from that character. I love what he brought to the table in that original film. And I'm like, that's all we need. Sometimes it's all we need, And I just feel like bringing him back would just be fan service at this point. And I'm like, yeah. It would it would make a movie a bunch of money. It would, without a doubt. But it's unnecessary. It's not necessary for this story. At least I don't think. Maybe in the future. Maybe in the future we do a new timeline or something where it's a direct continuation from one, and then we can explain something. Like, sure, okay. Then you can, if you do that movie, all bets are off. Anything can happen. We can have Randy back if we do something like that. Sure. Yeah, let's do something like that, I say, if we're going to bring Mr. Stu back. But also talking about Gale's apartment scene where Ghostface talks about Dewey. I didn't really get to that in my review. I just I had to hit on the biggest stuff, but that sequence was amazing. Like truly, I think that might have been the best. That's tough to say. One of the best chase sequences in the movie. I loved it. It was super suspenseful. The frying pan is fucking awesome. And man, getting Gale within an inch of her life. Jesus Christ. I was terrified, man. I was really that scared the fuck out of me. They had me going there for a minute, man. But like I said before, it wasn't necessary to kill Gale, I don't think. Just the idea that we did kill one of these characters in the last movie, and now this suspense is back. And I felt it full on in this movie. That sounded really gross, but suspense. Lots of suspense in this movie. 10 out of 10. Getting myself some water here because old Jake needs to hydrate. Yeah, that sequence was suspenseful. The whole third act I thought was really suspenseful, and my fucking god, the ladder scene had me wanting to rip my eyes out. It was so hard to watch. Great sequences throughout though, man. Oh yeah, and Roger L. I didn't even talk about the best part of that scene. Roger L. Jackson on the phone with Gale, dude. Oh my god, saying some of the most brutal shit I've ever heard Ghostface say. Yeah, truly, Leonardo. Some of the best Roger L. Jackson lines maybe ever we got in this one. So thank you for the $5 again. Great stuff. Great stuff overall. ZZM is saying Greg's death is an homage to Jason. To Jason Voorhees? Does Jason Voorhees ever get cut up into little tiny pieces and put into a fridge? Did I miss that? I'm curious. Greg's death. Is it because Jason totally named after the Voorhees guy. After the hockey mask dude, or the little swamp baby if we're talking about the first movie. What refresh my memory. Maybe it's been too long since I've seen the Friday films, but did that happen to Jason at some point, or I don't know. I might be missing something here, ZZM, but thank you for the $3. I do appreciate that. Thank you. John Smith's throwing $2 out there saying, change my mind, Jake, 9 out of 10. How about that? Well, I'll take it, man. It's a good compromise. I think I'll probably end up being like, yeah, it's a 9 out of 10, eventually. I'm just like, right now, in my head, 9.5. I don't know. I loved it. I thought that the opening scene was so fucking cool, revealing a ghost face in the first 5 minutes. What the fuck? Oh my God. And then it's like, oh, you know what? Fuck the Ghostface killers of Scream 6. We're going to literally kill them and replace them. What? I loved it. There's this whole idea of changing the format and making it something else in this movie that I loved. It kept consistent throughout the movie. Lots of great stuff here. John, once again, thanks for the $2. Super brutal too. I don't know. Did Craven like the movie? He did. He seemed to like it. He said it's his second to least favorite, but he still liked it. I don't know, man. I mean, this makes Scream 3 look like it was made for children, personally. I liked it way more than Scream 3, personally. AJ's throwing $4 in there, another super sticker. AJ, I appreciate that. I'm going to vandalize something and stick that sticker right on it, just for you. No, I'm totally kidding. I'm not gonna do that. Can I get in trouble for saying weird shit like that on the internet? Probably. Maybe. I don't know. AJ, I appreciate the super sticker. I won't stick it on anything I'm not allowed to. There we go. Thanks for the $4. Oh my God. Oh yeah, Michael. Sorry, I actually couldn't read for half a second there. Michael Parton throwing $5 in there. I wish there was a post-credit scene where we could see maybe Gale in the hospital and a surprise cameo from Sydney. Yeah, I would love to see some. I would love to see some Sydney in the next movie for sure. But I was talking about it on Lethal Collective. I just don't think she would have fit in the movie. I love Sidney Prescott, amazing character, but I think the big thing with this film, and I'm really excited, I'm super excited you brought this up because I wanted to talk about this. I love Sydney. Maybe the best final girl of all time. Just the way she's written, the arc from 1 through 5, great. 10 out of 10. Really good stuff all the way through. But with this movie, we relied on the fact that our main characters are returning characters that were the big focal point besides Gale Weathers. Well, kind of Gale Weathers, but kind of not. The whole idea was that they were so traumatized by the events that are still so fresh on their brains. Dermot Mulroney's character is playing into that. So To me, I think if Sydney's running around with our core 4 characters the whole time, she's gonna figure it out. And if she didn't figure it out, it would suck. Like, it would ruin the whole movie. This movie wasn't about trying to keep the audience at bay, trying to pull the wool over the audience's eyes. This movie was about pulling the wool over the eyes of Sam Carpenter and Tara Carpenter and both the Meeks Martin twins. It was almost like dramatic irony. It's like, you know who it is, and they make it blatantly obvious. Like, they do that on purpose, though. And I don't like, there would be entire sequences of this film that wouldn't be in the movie if they weren't trying to do that. In my opinion, once again, if you hate that, if you're like, that sucks, I want a Scream movie that doesn't do that, there's 5 of them that do it. There's 5 of them already that do that. I like that this one leaned into the idea that, yes, most of the Ghostface killers are kind of obvious when you just take 2 seconds to think about it. And I like that they played into that. They kind of over-stylized it, made it even a bigger thing, more in your face, but the characters can't figure it out. Like, immediately after Dermot Mulroney comes out and, you know, it's after the ladder sequence and all that, and he's like, my daughter's dead. You kill one of mine and I'll kill one of yours. And immediately there, I'm thinking to myself, this is so obvious. Like, he is so obviously the killer. What is going on? But then Sam gives this line saying, like, right on, man. Right on. We're right there with you. Let's catch this guy. And it's like, Sam, it's him. What? Like, and then I realized this movie is making me feel that way. Like, I felt so frustrated in that moment, but I'm like, but wait, that's the point. Hang on a minute. That's totally what this movie's trying to do. And then there's more instances of that. The best one, the most egregious one that I'm so pissed I didn't mention this in my review, Kirby, like the whole thing with Kirby, and another reason why she's so important to the plot. Dermot calls her and he's like, oh my God, Kirby was, she's left the FBI. She's the killer, you know, and all that. She got fired 2 months ago and all that. I'm like, oh my God, Sam, don't believe that. What? It was so frustrating, but it was wonderfully frustrating. I think that it was such an interesting angle to take because of this franchise can be a little obvious with its killers. I think it's just difficult to keep a secret. And I think they realized that. Think about Scream 5, man. I mean, shit leaked real early on with Richie and Amber. But then they were like, you know what? That happened. Let's fix this. Let's rework the format so that we don't have to be like ridiculously secretive. And I'm okay. Personally, I'm okay with that. We got 5 movies that did the murder mystery thing, and now we're kind of moving and evolving into something else. I appreciate it. I really liked what they did, but I don't think it would have worked with Sydney because she's so familiar with how this all works. Even Gale's involvement with it was like borderline, maybe this doesn't work, you know, but she's in the movie so sparingly, I think it does work. And I love Gale, don't get me wrong. I can't wait. I hope she's back in 7. Same with Sydney. I really do. And maybe we can go back to, you know, same old, same old. I appreciate that we got one that really tried to do something different, and I love it. But if Sydney and Gale come back, we kind of do got to go back to that old format. If that's how we're gonna end this trilogy, at least. I would love to see Sydney and Gale back, and maybe we can do something a little more familiar for the next one. I just appreciated that this movie was so different. But that doesn't mean I want to see this movie constantly over and over and over again moving forward into the future either. So I do agree. I do want to see some more Gale and some more Sydney next time around, but I just love that we did something fucking ridiculously different here. So I'll shut the fuck up about it moving forward into the future, because I'm sure some of y'all are like, oh my God, Jake has been saying that for like just a year now. My God. But Michael, thanks for the $5. Thank you. Locked is throwing $5 in there too, saying Charlie is so good as an incel killer. Did you have to, I'm curious, did you have to block that out because YouTube wouldn't allow you to say that? I'm so curious. You got to tell me in the chat. His violence towards women and his dynamic with Jill Kirby is so good. Kirby living is the biggest L to him. Yeah, without a doubt. I will say, yeah, I do, you know, okay, yeah, Charlie's better than Ethan. Yeah, you're starting to sway me there a bit. I do think Charlie plays it a little better than Ethan, even though you can't tell me that Jenna Ortega line towards the end wasn't awesome. Oh my God. When she's like, she says the whole thing, like you're gonna die a virgin and all that, and twists the knife in his mouth. That was insane. Holy shit, man. I don't know. I fucking loved that. That was awesome. Locked, thank you again for the $5. I do appreciate it. And yeah, Charlie's good. I like him. Zoe, listen, man, let's get you on a stream at some point. I'm only gonna go for like a little over an hour tonight, but I would totally have you on, but dude, I'm gonna get off in like at an hour 15 probably. But let's get you on at some point this weekend, Zoe. I'll talk to you about cause I'm going live tomorrow night. I'm going live Sunday night. I'm going live Monday night. So if you want to come on any of those streams, let's do it. Let's plan it out. Let's make it happen though, man. Like I said, I'm getting my spoiler talk out now, and then let's talk about it. We'll have a full-on conversation later on in the week. I did not get any sleep last night, fun fact, because I'm just trying to keep up with everything, and it's nuts. It's nuts, man. Totally nuts. Tryhard7's throwing $5 in there, throwing a little, and they're also a channel member. Thank you for that. Saying, I wish the Ghostface killers had visible damage to the face they received from the previous fights when they revealed themselves. Just a small thing. Man, honestly, I wasn't even thinking about that first time around. We did see Dermot Mulroney to give that little limp when he's walking towards Sam. That was pretty cool, but yeah, okay. I feel you there. Maybe they had like some makeup on or something, because I mean, like literally a couple scenes ago, they were out of costume. They hadn't revealed themselves yet. Think about Ethan, too, who was literally on the train with Mindy and then, somehow shows up at the at the shrine. Yeah, so it could have been makeup, covering it up. We can write it off as that. But I agree. That would have been a nice little detail to see some bruises on the forehead, little this and that here and there. I do agree. Tryhard7. Thank you for the $5 though. I appreciate it. I love finding little things like that though in movies. It's always fun to debate. Like I said, we stayed up for about like 3 hours after we got home from the movie, and literally we just like discussed everybody that I was with. We just talked about the movie. We're like, does this work? Does this work? What was going on with this and that? I loved it. I thought there was a lot to dissect with this movie and go back and forth on. Jason Dyer's throwing $5 out there saying, do you think Radio Silence wants us to forget about Stu and then bam, we get hit in the face with the Stu train? Love this movie so much. Sam killed it. Maybe, maybe this is their odd way of setting it up. Hey, you never know. Keep the hope alive, Jason. I'll keep it alive for you, man. Oh man. I mean, we did get a literal train in this movie. I mean, that's pretty good. I don't think that's what people want though. They want Stu. They want the stew. Love this so much. Sam killed it. Sam did kill it, man. Jason, thanks again for the $5. I appreciate it. All right, Zoe. Fuck it, man. The people. I can't say no to the people. I really can't. What's going on? Hey, you know what? I'm gonna call him right now. I'm gonna message him right now. Fuck it, Zoe. I'm gonna email you, brother. If you're out there. The people want you. The people want this man on the stream. I'm sending them a link right now. Like I said, I'm not going for super long tonight. Your boy is so tired, man. I've been editing since like 8 in the morning. Oh man, it's been a day. But yes, we'll talk. We'll have him on. You know what? Maybe I'll just man up. We got 200 people here. I'll man up. We'll go all night. Fuck it. We'll do it live, Denisha. Thanks for the $2. I just sent Zoe an invite, so if he wants to hop on, let's make it happen. I don't care. You know what? I'm fine. I'll live. This is too much fun. How can I step away from this? This is awesome. Ty Lee is throwing $10 in there. Thank you, Ty. Saying it tried to be smarter than it was with the shrine and using older masks that ultimately amounted to nothing. The reverse order killing prediction was meh, and Kirby was okay, just more fan service. I think the masks were a bit of fan service, but there's stuff like this in like all the movies. Like think about like in Scream 2 with like we're killing people who have the same name as the people from the original film. Does that have anything to do with the motive? Like no. Maybe it does, but I don't think it does. I don't know. Me personally, I don't think it does. That's a Scream trope is how I see it. Like we've done that before, and this was kind of a cool way to hit on that, I think. Personally. But yeah, I mean, you're right. It didn't amount to really anything, but I thought it was cool. I thought it was like a clever little thing to put out there that it's like, yes, there's Ghostface killers. They're back. And we're wearing all the different masks of the other ones. It was fun. It didn't amount to anything, but I thought it was sick. I thought it was cool. The first one was Richie's mask though, if I remember correctly. So that's kind of a statement, I don't know. But Kirby was okay, just more fan service. I don't know if I agree with that, Ty. I think she had a really important role in the overall plot, especially with like the whole misdirect towards the end. I loved. She saves the day literally in the third act. I thought, like, genuinely, I thought she was going to come in and be like, I'm Kirby. Now I'm with the FBI. And I've gone through this before back in 2011. So let me give you some advice for this one quick scene that has nothing to do with the rest of the movie. Scream has done that before, and I was worried they might do that again here. So they didn't do that, though. I felt like she was actually a part of the film. She actually did some things that were like, okay, cool. I've seen films treat legacy characters way worse, and I'm looking at you, Star Wars. I'm sorry. I'm looking right at you. I'm not even gonna elaborate on that. You guys know. y'all saw those movies probably. I don't know. Ty, thank you for the $10 though. And I'm sorry you didn't like the film that much. And I saw your comment earlier saying you weren't big on it, so I'm sorry about that. ZZM's throwing $2 in there. Friday the 13th part 2. The head in the fridge. Oh, you're right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, because it was a head, and I'm like, the thing I'm obsessed with that scene, I guess, is just mangled body parts in a fridge, and it was just like so fucked up and gross looking. You're right. Yeah, duh. Okay. Completely missed that. That's like that's the first Jason kill we technically see, you know? No, it's not. That's his mom. Immediately after that, it's the first kill we see from Jason, but it's his mom's head in the fridge. Right. CZM, thank you. Thanks for the $2. I remember now. Duh. Goofy Jake. I just bought the box set. Yeah, like 4 months ago, maybe 4 or 5 months ago. I've only watched like a few scans. I do want to do at some point I want to do like a whole marathon, just go back through them. I haven't watched those movies in a couple years, so I would love to do a refresher, especially with Crystal Lake on the horizon. I'm excited for that. I got some hopes for it. Hopefully it doesn't suck. Hank Hill is here. Damn it, Bobby. Why are you using your mom's credit card? No, I'm just kidding. Thanks for the $5, Hank. Saying, how dare that gray-haired... Should I even say that? Am I going to get in trouble? How dare that gray-haired fuck try to frame Kirby at the end? I know, right? Damn, dude. What the fuck? Kirby's so nice. She would never hurt a fly. Unless she was, viciously shooting people in the face at the end of this film. They kind of deserved it, though. I mean, they kind of deserve, maybe a little bit. Whole family of incels, basically. That's not really right. They're a whole family of crazy people. But yeah, Hank, I was so sad. I was like, damn, Kirby's not the killer. What you doing, man? What you doing? Yeah, no, I agree. Fuck him. What about that death, by the way? Ooh, stabbed through the eye, man. That was crazy. I loved that. That was a fucking sick kill right at the end there. And then like just 1,000 stabs to the arm. I thought Melissa was going for the sawing off the limb thing there. How crazy would that have been? That would have been like with a tiny little knife like that. Still a hunting knife, but still. Thank you, Hank. Zoe, I see you, brother. We're gonna get you on stream in just a second here. I'm just gonna go over this one last one. What's up, man? He's blowing me a kiss. Oh my god, what a guy. What a guy. Sigmund Judge is here saying opening scene set expectations and didn't follow through, in my opinion. Would have loved a film from the perspective of a Ghostface walking amongst his victims. That would have been awesome. Trust me, I would love a whole movie like that. But I liked it. I thought it was pretty sick. I was all about the idea of they were literally killing what would have been the normal killers in this movie. I thought that was just a really cool statement, and then they also played with the formula. Once again, these weren't your same old horror movie loving killers. They even say, they're like, yeah, fuck the movies. That's not why we're here. So I think that was the point, but I do agree that's maybe my favorite scene in the whole movie. Like that, the ladder sequence, and hot take, I loved the third act. I know some people really disliked it, but all high points of the movie for me. But I do concur with you by saying I would love an entire movie that was literally just Tony Revolori running through New York City trying to kill people. I agree. I can't argue with that. That would be fucking sick. But thank you so much for the super chat, man. I really appreciate that. Everybody, the people wanted it, so they made it happen. Mr. Alonzo Crawford.
Woo! Hell yeah!
What's up, man?
Hell yeah!
Dude, you got a beard now. What's going on, man? I love it.
Yeah, man. Just it's so beautiful. I have to keep the beard going.
It is, man. I can't look away. I'm so distracted right now.
Yeah. Thank you, chat, for freaking bringing me on. Appreciate it.
they made it happen, man. You know, I was like, I was clicking onto the stream. I'm like, I'm gonna go for a little over an hour and then sleep. Nah, we're going.
I won't keep you too long. I won't keep you too long.
Oh no, Zoe. we're going
the better.
now. The long. I hear that a lot. Surprisingly. No, but what's up, man? How you doing? It's been a long time.
I'm doing beautiful. It is my birthday, so that's awesome.
What? Oh my God, happy birthday, dude.
Yeah, I'm 55 years old.
55 years old? Yeah. Look at you. You don't look a day over 19, honestly.
You eat cucumbers every day. That's all you got to do. Just shove them in anywhere.
Anywhere. Any orifice. Anyone.
Yeah.
Wonderful, man. Well, happy birthday.
Scream 6, though.
I do. Yeah, man.
Beautiful day. I saw it a little bit earlier, so that was awesome too. Shout out to Paramount. Love everybody there. Beautiful people there. Man, this is a crazy sequel. Just fast pace, hitting you in the face for 2 hours with a bloody red right hand, and I loved it. I really did. We'll talk about the last act a little bit. I think that's kind of a critique a lot of people have, but I really enjoyed Scream 6. I thought it was so much fun. It reminded me a lot of Halloween Kills, a movie that I love. Just kind of like the same pace, the same type of goriness. I could compare it to that. I had such a fun time with this movie. I gave it an 8.5 out of 10. Really enjoyed it.
Yeah, hell yeah, man. I'm excited to get more into it with you here in a sec. Let's run through some of these awesome super chats, though. I really do appreciate all of y'all's support. Thank you. The General Valerie Janowski herself throwing $10 in there. Thank you. Saying, I loved the conversation between Mindy and Kirby, but would have loved a bit more of that. Ooh. I really enjoyed it too. I thought it was really cool. They had a whole banter about horror movies. I was like, yes, I wanted to see that.
It was inevitable.
So bad.
I mean, they're essentially like a similar character, so they had to have that.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It was super necessary and done very well in my opinion. I loved it. It was a lot of fun. Mm-hmm. I will say to your point, with wanting a bit more of that. I think I liked that they kind of were restrained on the meta commentary. Like a lot of it was either done very in a subtle way, or if it was Mindy's whole conversation saying you're Ghostface, that was a bit more in your face. But a lot of it I think is done really subtly.
They tapered down with the meta-ness, which I appreciated. I think also it's just like with the turnaround of 1 year, it's kind of hard to commentary on the state of horror right now just because the time difference. Because with Scream 4 and 5, you got 10 years, but with this, you're kind of going back-to-back years, so it's kind of difficult to pinpoint exactly. They briefly talk about conspiracy theories, kind of. I think that's kind of what they're going for a little bit, so that's definitely an interesting angle to approach.
Yeah, oh yeah. I thought it was cool. I liked that they were like, yeah, no, we started that whole thing to blame you. That was the idea. I almost thought they would go down the route of, oh, they believe it and that's why they're killing Sam. But I think I like it better that they were the ones to originate the rumor. Like, I think that was a really cool angle at the end there. Valerie, though, thank you again for the $10. I do appreciate it. Great conversation between these two Randy-esque characters.
Great. Oh, man, I was sad that we didn't get a Richie's father.
Listen, man, Mickey should have showed up.
Yeah.
Mickey should have showed up just for that one line and left. Like it was. Yep. That's it.
His corpse is just Richie's daddy.
That would have been even better. You see, you're modernizing it there instead of father. Daddy. Yeah, I love it. Yeah. That's great, man.
Man, what do you So I know your thoughts on Scream 2. You don't love the Debbie Salt angle. Are you a fan of the way this ended? Because it's very similar.
It is, but John Smith, we're getting to your super chat here in a second, but here's my thing about it. Like, my honest to God, putting everything, like, I joke a lot about the scene, like Mrs. Loomis being super over the top, and all that. That doesn't bug me that much. The thing that the reason I hate it, the reason it doesn't work for me at all is because they don't set it up. Like, the only times you see Mrs. Loomis or, Debbie Salt throughout the film is when she's harassing Gale. Her whole angle in the film is thrown out the window, completely pointless, and now we're sucker punched in the face with, actually, I'm Billy's mom, and every everything you saw from the rest of the film did not matter at all. If she wasn't in the film at all and just came in, it wouldn't have changed a thing. This movie sets it up so well. Like, every time we get a Ghostface call, it's from Richie Kirsch in her phone. And it's like, oh, wait, something's up here. Our motive from our first set of Ghostface killers is that they want to finish Richie's movie. There's a theme in this whole film about, that I was talking in my review about it, like there's an emotional theme about how you're blinded by emotions through this film, but another one is the character of Richie Kirsch and the idea that there's this like spreading idea of we want to make a real stab movie. We want to make it even better for fans who aren't happy with the direction of the newer movies. That continues into this one, and in my opinion, I think is done even better and elevates the same ideas from Scream 2, if that makes sense. That's why I liked it so much.
It's a better version of what they try to do with Scream 2. That's essentially what you're saying. It's a lot more depth. It's not just like Debbie Salt coming in for a scene and then like, oh, says something like kind of sus. This one, it's definitely fleshed out a lot better.
Yeah, and I think that's why I've never really been a big fan. Her weird performance at the end also I don't love, but it's
very
like
cartoony.
Yeah, it's very over the top, and I just feels misplaced for a character who's upset about her son dying. You know what I mean? It's an odd mixture of flavors to me.
For a franchise that's kind of grounded per se, her whole character feels kind of out of place. I do agree with you on that. But I like Scream 2 a lot, and this is just kind of a similar format. It's very similar to what they did with 5. It's a similar format to Scream 1. But my negative with it is that Scream 6 is so different. Even the opening is different. It's more violent. It's very fast-paced. And they do so much different, but then to kind of revert back to the Scooby-Doo formula is what kind of holds this movie back for me. And I was kind of disappointed by that. I was like, oh, this is going to be so different. The ending's not going to be, the same, song and dance we've seen for 25 years. And that's the one thing that I was just like, I can't give this like a 9 or a 10, because this movie is that for me. It's just the ending was just kind of just like, damn, like I wish we had a Ghostface lingering on, like Ghostface would win and we wouldn't know who the identity was. It's something we've discussed in previous live streams before. That's the main thing about this film that just really, I was like, damn, it was so close to being the 10 or a 9, but it just fell short for me.
I will say that, yeah, I agree with you there that I wish we could have kept, because like in my opinion, Dermot Mulroney is one of my favorite Ghostfaces. If we could have kept anybody moving into another film, it would have been him. But I think as certain as, like, I'm 100% sure we're getting a Scream 7. But
no doubt.
What I will say though, it's something I'm worried about. I don't know if it's going to be radio silence. I'm not 100% about that. I genuinely think that's why we didn't get our cliffhanger here, because radio silence is.
Why do you think they wouldn't return?
So they're attached to a bunch of projects, like directing, not like producing. No, they're directing this like crazy.
Directing.
Yeah. So I know it's like some standalone film. I can't think of what it is just off the top of my head. But then they're also attached to a trilogy of Escape from New York films. So I don't know if they're gonna do 7 or not. I'm like 90% sure it's gonna happen, but I don't know who's gonna do it. So
it'd be like a Scream 3 situation where maybe they write it but they don't direct it, or they
something, it's like some different, there's some kind of change, which has me worried, man, because I don't know if that's gonna, I want them to finish their story out. And I think that even though we didn't get that, that crazy ending we've been talking about, I still think they can there's some setup here that could turn 7 into something really special. But
I'm just scared that 7 will just be the same thing. Like, I know some people come to the movies for that, but we're 6 movies deep now. And it was just kind of jarring that they changed so much with 6, but then they just, revert it back to what makes Scream scream. And they have a formula. It works. Obviously, it's the most consistent horror franchise out there. I stand by that. It's like, if your worst movie is quote unquote Scream 3, you're doing pretty well.
Yeah, absolutely. Scream 3 is still a really fun movie. I still
love
like
Scream 3.
Yeah, it's a blast every time.
It's not a Scream movie I don't like. I think Scream 3 is so fun. I think it's kind of a PG version of Scream almost. But yeah, that was just so confusing with me, because like they were just hitting every note for me. The opening is phenomenal. I love the callbacks to Friday the 13th. Jason Takes Manhattan. There's just so many
awesome.
Greg's body in the fridge is similar to Pamela Voorhees' head in the fridge.
I did not get what they were talking. Like someone said that earlier.
Yeah.
I'm like, wait, what? I was like, duh. Okay, yeah, I got it now.
I loved it.
Yeah.
I thought that was so funny, and just I thought it was different. Everyone in my theater, all the press people were just like, kind of thrown off, and that's different for like when you go to press screenings. Usually people are more tame, but it was kind of rowdy in there a little bit. It definitely
oh my god,
it threw people for a loop. It really did.
People in my theater were losing their minds, man.
Yeah.
It was fucking awesome. But speaking of the opening scene, John Smith is throwing $5 in there, and I really appreciate that, saying this movie has balls. I love some balls. I could just gush about how much I love balls. I love it. Sorry, I read that wrong. Opening scene is iconic. How about Sam Carpenter, Danny Brackett, best final couple? Ooh, yeah. little romance going on in this one.
Yeah, I did not suspect him at all. I was like, there's no way they're gonna go back to the love interest.
Yeah.
If they did that, I would have been pissed. But I was like, I like him. I think he's funny. He has charisma. He's probably gonna be in 7 if they continue that relationship. I love Tara and Chad. They're like the new kind of Dewey and Gale. I love that. Chad is essentially kind of like Dewey. He's just, you think he dies every film, but he just comes back. He just has that plot armor, that could be a negative for some people, but like Scream has always done that. They've always had like their characters survive on and on. That's been a very popular complaint with the Scream franchise. Dewey should die, Gale should die, like how long can they go on? I mean, they're essentially like just a walking corpse. Especially Dewey. He gets stabbed so many times.
He's a pincushion. Yeah. Dude, yeah. That's something I kind of have grown to love about this franchise, though. And like, I think about like, I used to be that guy complaining like, why, these people are living through the most ridiculous shit. I watched Evil Dead 2013 then, and I'm like, phenomenal film, but people survive the most outlandish shit in that movie. And it's like, it's insane. It's ridiculous. It's really over the top.
Your belief sometimes. It's just,
right.
Things got to happen. Movies have to happen. The characters have to go through certain things to propel the plot forward. And I think I've watched some other reviews talking about that. It's just like, this is what Scream does. This isn't nothing new. I think some people are just like, oh, how could they survive this? It's just, it is what it is, man. They want the characters to survive.
It's also done with a purpose, though, I think, here, in my opinion. Because, like, you have characters who are surviving a bunch of ridiculous shit, but it, like, ends up affecting the plot later on, too. Or it ends up extending a sequence and making it even more terrifying. Yeah. It's not like it's just, like, out of nowhere. Like, I feel like there is some stuff in past movies that is a bit, like, just a bit of a stretch. They could have found an easier workaround. But this is something that elevates certain horror sequences, especially in this movie, out of any of the Scream movies. So I don't know. That's just my opinion. I'm like, hey, I'll take it. I'll take it where I can take it. John, once again, thank you for the $5. Sorry, it took us a minute to get there, but regardless, I appreciate it, man. Hank's also saying, didn't the other cops wonder where Quinn's body was? So they do explain that, though, right? So kind of.
I mean, he's a lead detective, so I mean, there's a lot of fuckery that goes on with the police department. So another thing where it's like you got to suspend your disbelief for things. It's just, I think if you're too nitpicky with this movie, like it kind of, unravels itself. But yeah, I don't view it as that. I think some people, I've seen other people's reviews. Sometimes I don't like to take movies too seriously. And Scream has never really been that serious movie. I think there's aspects of it that kind of flirt with seriousness, especially with the first one. It's a beautiful meta commentary, but I think people just need to just relax. Sometimes I want to go to McDonald's and eat a whole bunch of shit. I know that's bad
okay.
for me. Yeah. And I like kind of movies like that where I can kind of unwind and relax. I think it's just confusing to me. It's just like, what movie do you think this is? Sometimes. Yeah.
That's a really good point. And they at least they did explain it, He does talk about it at the end about how somehow he was able to sneak a fake body in. It's like, listen, it's ridiculous, but if anyone would have access to something like that, the detective, I'm like, okay, it's enough. It's enough where I'm like, all right, cool, whatever. And who's gonna question a grieving father is literally the line from the movie. Yeah, that checks out. Yeah, if it was just like I have a fake body of my dead daughter.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a little weird, dude. Like, what the fuck are you doing with that thing? But he had there's more to it than just that. You know what I mean? They took the time to think about it and really give it some other edges to it that maybe you wouldn't see in some of the other films. So is it a stretch? maybe, but there's
Right.
plenty of stretches in these movies.
Have you been kind of gathering people's opinions? Because I
Thank
know
you.
a lot of people are positive, but I've seen a lot of some negative reviews too. What are your like? I think the main reason is that like things we've discussed. Oh, how is this person surviving? Like this and that, and like I don't like the ending, the reveal. Like, what is your kind of viewpoint on that? I think some people, like I said, are taking things too serious, and in the space that we're in, the YouTube reviewer space, I think a lot of people are kind of up their own ass and like they're trying to like be a little bit too superficial. And I think some people just don't know how to watch a movie, not know how to watch a movie, but like I'm prepared to like just relax and just have fun, you know? I think that's kind of lost sometimes.
I'm not one to name names or point fingers. I'm not.
Me either.
But I have seen some people in the space who say some things that I'm just like, that's like, that's fine if you don't like something. That's so fine, whatever. But like taking it out on, real people who worked on this thing and put a lot of love and whatever, it's weird. It is weird. And I don't love that. I don't care for that at all. In fact, I have said it many times and I will say it again. I hate my Halloween Ends review and I wish I didn't say what I said. It was an in the moment thing. And I was like, man, David Gordon Green didn't try on this movie, but he did. And I listened to the commentary. I listened to his commentary on the track and he's very passionate about the film. And I love that he loves that movie. I might not have liked it, but that doesn't matter. He put a lot of passion into that movie and it was wrong of me to say something like that.
And
exactly, and I'll own up to that. I don't care. I'm very transparent. I'm not here to. I'm here to talk movies and have fun. You know what I mean?
And I think some people, it's like also when you get out of a movie theater, sometimes like you either maybe overhype a movie or like really shit on it. And I think sometimes it's good to kind of like decompress and just take the movie for what it is. Maybe see it twice. Sometimes rushing out and playing the YouTube game of trying to be the first one to get the video out can kind of fuck you. Because you might not be in the right mindset sometimes. And for me, like with Halloween Kills, I was in the perfect mindset. I was like, I want to see Michael Myers fuck people up. I got that.
yeah, dude.
And I think some people just don't have that mindset sometimes.
And criticizing something is fine. Like, listen, you have to criticism. You have to be constructive, be honest. You got to find someone. I can't remember who it was. I think it was John Squires who tweeted out today something along the lines of like, because that Seth Rogen article is going around right now.
Yeah, I did see it. I retweeted
it. Someone put out something about like, there's a middle ground for being a critic. You have to don't be a dick and don't start blaming the filmmakers for doing a shit job. But also, you don't want to be to the point where you're just like, everything is great. Every movie that comes out is the best thing ever, because that's not true. That's just not how it is. Be honest, but be constructive. There's a nice way to word things, and there's a bad way to word things.
Yeah, and you have to. I'm always respectful because people work their fucking ass off to make these movies, and some people who don't have an ounce of creativity in their body are going to critique this movie and shit on it for 5 minutes when they've never ever tried to produce anything creative. And it can frustrate me because it's like these people are working so fucking hard, and for you to just blabber on like an idiot with a microphone can just be kind of it's hurtful. And I think some people just don't think about that, and they're playing the YouTube game of like, because it gets views. People are like, oh, this movie sucks, and it sucks because of this. And it's just like, I get what you're doing, man, but there's a way to go about it. And if you want to portray that type of persona, go for it.
And deal with the repercussions. That's what I say. But anyways, getting back to this, Yurdy G's throwing $5 in there. Thank you so much, Yurdy. I appreciate you stopping by, saying, give me Morris Savage Ghostface, bravo. Right. You got. I think you got to admit, man, Ghostface fucking was awesome in this movie.
Sick menaced, man. That ladder scene was my favorite scene in the movie. It was so tension filled, and I love the fake out kill with Gwen. I thought that was smart. I kind of saw. I predicted it was Quinn and her father. I did not predict Ethan though. I thought Ethan was just the kind of the lame duck, goofy, shy kid. I thought he was gonna die. But I really liked. I think it was obvious in certain instances. Like Quinn would say certain things about her brother dying. I was like, oh, okay. Like this is kind of my. The wheels are turning in my head. I'm figuring things out. I'm not trying to sound like I'm smart or better than everyone. I'm not. I've seen these movies. We're 6 movies in deep now. I'm pretty comfortable with how the layout of how these movies work, and I thought the reveal was kind of just, like I said, a little bit disappointing because the movie was so different for them to just kind of revert back to their own ways.
Yeah. I agree, but I'm also like, I'm satisfied with the ending. You know what I mean?
Me too.
I'm
thought it was
satisfied with it, but I definitely, if you wanted to take this movie even another step further, yeah, man. I mean, Ghostface getting away with it, holy shit. That would have been
cool,
nuts,
man.
That would have been really cool.
And that was like the
maybe we'll get
movie
it.
to do it.
Yeah, this would have been the movie to do it. Especially,
like, what are you gonna do in the next movie? Unless we get an 8, maybe, and then they do that. That'd be cool. I'm down for that.
I feel like they're writing them, they're trying to write a movie where, everything connects still, because that's Scream. We got to do that, even though I think maybe we don't have to do that. But it's Scream, so fuck it. We're doing it. We're making everything connect. I think an easy workaround to make this so much easier for the writers especially is just keep one of the killers alive. It's like it's actually going to benefit the next movie. But
like if Detective Bailey was alive, that would have been cool. Like I
right.
like that. Yeah.
And there's like no fucking way he's alive. You know what I mean? Maybe he comes back with an eye patch or some shit.
Yeah,
Pirate Ghostface. Yes. Let's go.
Fuck yeah. Oh my god. I think the one thing that made me sus about Detective Bailey is just the movements of him. He seemed like a trained fucking assassin.
Yes.
That was like, okay, like it's gotta be him. Like I was thinking maybe the therapist, just because like, okay, he seems like a seasoned guy, and then like he gets killed like immediately. I was like, oh well, fuck, it's not him.
That was fucking wild, dude. I thought that was gonna be a whole sequence, and it's just like bam, it's like, oh my god.
That was the only kill where it was kind of tame,
It was shocking. I really didn't think it was gonna like just okay, we're doing this. I thought there was gonna be a whole like chase through the house and all that.
Files, motherfucker.
Give me those files. That was cool though, man. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Warren's throwing 5 in there too. Thank you, Warren. So Rian Johnson directs the 7th or the 8th one. Dear God.
Please.
I like Rian Johnson.
I like him too. I think he's great. Knives Out is great.
Knives Out is great.
I like The Last Jedi. I don't hate it as much as a lot of people do. I think time has definitely favored that movie a little bit, now that I sit with it. But fuck it, man. Stab 7-8. Rian Johnson. Let's do it.
That one, what I'll say about Last Jedi is I think there's one scene in it that is like the absolute best scene from 7, 8, 9, like that battle at the end with all the like that crazy lightsaber battle. That's the best scene, like across the board in all 3 of those movies, like without a doubt in my mind. But I don't know, it's a very odd, inconsistent movie. But I wouldn't blame Rian Johnson for that though. I think I blame the fact that he was given the middle part of a trilogy that I don't think he had any creative involvement with the first one. So like you're picking up the pieces of a bunch of bullshit. It's the best he could do,
movies, man. If Radio Silence doesn't return for 7 or 8 or however long this movie goes on for, who do you want? Who do you want to direct Scream 7?
I'm actually I wouldn't hate Rian Johnson,
Me
honestly. I think he does mysteries really well. Knives Out style Scream movie. Cool. I'm into it.
Yeah.
If I had to pick if I had to pick a more like conventional horror director though, I'm trying to think like off the top of my head. Maybe like James Wan. How weird would that be?
I think that'd be cool. I think he would do a lot of beautiful camera work.
Yes.
One thing positive about Scream 6, we finally get more wide shots. It's not fucking so close and tight. Which is something that I hated with 5. It just, everything was like a set, and it was clear everything was a set. And that kind of pissed me off a little bit. Just, I'm a cinematography whore, so, and especially coming from like the Wes Craven early Scream movies where we saw the beautiful landscapes of California, my home, my backyard. Here, there's budget is an issue because shooting in New York is just fucking insanely expensive. So I didn't think we're gonna get like Ghostface on the top of the Chrysler Building or the Empire State Building, which would have been fucking awesome. By the way, I would have loved that. But that was more of a positive with this. Like, there's beautiful wide shots, which I love.
That whole sequence where we're in like Central Park or whatever, you know what it's supposed to be. and we get these wide shots with Red Right Hand and all that. Dude, that felt like, that to me, I was like, this is the original. This feels like the original again. You know, I'm like, I haven't felt this emotion from any of the other Scream sequels. It feels, there's an entire sequence in the original Scream that feels just like that. It's filmed the same way, and they do something, they kind of do their own take on it here. And I don't know, me personally, I was like, damn, I haven't felt this in a Scream movie in a long time. I thought that was really, really impressive. That was really awesome. So,
what are your thoughts about the core 4 surviving? Like, what do you? Because I was like, okay, are they gonna do the thing with Randy? Like, is Mindy gonna die? Because she's kind of the new Randy. You know, is Kirby gonna die? I kind of wish they went in that direction, maybe, possibly. I wouldn't have minded. It gave this movie a little more stakes because we had Dewey die in 5, and you know, if Mindy or Kirby died in 6, like, okay, like Radio Silence isn't fucking around. You know?
Yeah, you know, my thing about it, I think that I'm so on the fence with it because I'm like, we needed an emotional death in this movie. If I have any like just straight up problem, it's the fact that we didn't kill a main character. We didn't have that, but we had so many teases of it, and like I felt ramped up a few times, and I was like, no.
There's
you know, like
emotional moments, especially with Gale.
Yes, with Gale's scene, with Chad's scene, but yeah, I mean, like, dude, they were within an inch of their life, mate. You know what I mean?
Chad, it's like, sure. I was like, damn, Chad's fucking gone.
Chad should have died. He had every vital organ stabbed. But you know what, man? It's Scream. And I'll tell you what, I was cheering and clapping when he came out on the stretcher. I was like, they really just killed Chad. I'm so sad. And it's like,
it reminded me of when Dewey comes out on the stretcher in Scream, in the original Scream.
And like, that's a stretch too, man. You know what I mean? That's a stretch. Fuck, man. I'm fine with it. I'm just glad to have Chad back. I really fell in love with the guy in this movie, and I'm excited to see more of him. You know?
Yeah, he's so great. When I first saw the movie, I was like, he's so funny and so charismatic. I love his performance in this movie.
Absolutely.
We got some badass super chats coming in here. Holy shit.
I know you guys are awesome. Just all the love to you guys. All the love. ZZM is saying the TV has 2 more kills than Richie.
Oh, dude. When Kirby fucking throws the TV on Ethan, dude, that's so awesome.
That TV, man, that shit's fucking deadly.
Dude, yeah, man. Attach that shit to a chain, bro. Fuck. It's fucking... Woo!
We got to get like an Annabelle glass case to put that thing in, so that and then have a priest bless it every month.
It's got 2 bodies on that motherfucker. That Sony big booty TV, man. That thing's claimed some lives, man. That's a serial killer all on its own.
That TV is a fucking killer in this universe. Damn, that's so funny. Oh my god. TV. Cocaine TV. That's Scream 7. That's the subtitle.
Yeah.
I'm here. Let's see it, man. Let's get that movie. CCM, thanks for the $3. I appreciate it. Ty is throwing 5 in there too. Ty, thank you. Saying, I did, however, really enjoy the first half, and I think it has some of the best Ghostface moments. Segura was underutilized, but still great. That's a really good point. Zoe, I'm going to throw that to you. What do you think about Josh Segura's involvement in this movie?
I don't think he was underutilized. I think there's so many characters, and just you're introducing a lot more new characters. I thought he was evenly blended in there. I liked how like Sam was smart enough to be like, yeah, you need to fucking sit on the bench. Like, you're not coming into this Ghostface shrine with us. Like that. I liked how the characters are self-aware. You know, we're in a Scream movie, so they kind of know the rules. I liked him. I think he'll be in 7, so that's something you have to look forward to. He's alive, so he'll be in 7 if they're still together.
I think it would be kind of cool if they set up that his character is still Danny Johnson from Dead by Daylight. I think that's still possible. We still don't know that much about him, you know?
We don't.
So I'm like, I could see him maybe going Ghostface at some point.
That could be the lingering Ghostface we don't know.
Exactly.
You know, we never know.
So, okay, here's a question for you. If that happens, will you retroactively like the ending of this movie better? I guess is my question. Is the big thing.
Possibly. Because, like, I don't know if there's enough, like, nuggets or bread trails to be, like, I don't think they necessarily laid the foundation of him becoming the killer, but we'll see. I don't know.
He's a little too understanding, and that's why I was actually kind of, like, for a moment there, I was like, he's so just down for everything. He is like, yeah, let's go. You know what I mean? It's a little like, I've never seen a boyfriend this like, yeah, okay, let's go in these movies specifically. You know what I mean? Derek maybe a little bit, but Josh Segarra is even more like, yeah, whatever. Like, I'm here. I'll help you out. Sure. It's like, dude, what? I'd be out of there, dog. Like, no, I'm sorry, but like,
hey, man, hey. Sam Carpenter's a beautiful woman, and a lot of people would do a lot of things for her. She is top tier, and I fight Ghostface for her too.
Yeah, I mean, I can't argue with that. So maybe I don't know. Maybe he's just a really good guy, and those people are hard to come across. But hey, maybe
he's a down boyfriend.
Hell yeah, I'd like him.
Those people in your lives. That's fate for me. He would do anything for me.
I know, man. He's done a lot to you too.
Yeah.
I've heard some stories, man. Jesus Christ. Yeah. But Ty, I'm glad you found something you liked about the film, though. That's really good. I know you were saying you're like, I don't know about this one. So I'm glad there was some things that you really enjoyed, though. That makes me happy. So thanks for the $5, Ty. I appreciate that. Oh no, Ilum. No. Hi, it's Ilum. I haven't seen it yet, but I wanted to see this even though oh my God, don't get this movie spoiled. Get out of here. All the love, but don't watch this.
You're one of those people who likes to have the movie spoiled for you and go into it. Hey, there's people like that. I know some people like that who just don't care. I mean, that's fine.
Some people don't care. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But oh man, Ilum, no. Like this movie's so good. Don't get it spoiled for you. I do appreciate though. I do appreciate the sport a lot, but yeah, don't get this one. This one's so good. Don't get it spoiled for you.
Yeah, yeah. I agree.
It's something. It sure is a movie.
Something, all right.
It's
a movie. It's a motion with pictures. Or pictures with motion.
There's a bunch of pictures. They move.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. It's.
Yeah, we're getting the super chats flying in, man. This is
I know.
Great. Love
you guys are the best. Thank you so much. But again, thank you for the $5. But don't get the movie spoiled. Don't do it.
Naughty.
Naughty. Lighting Ghost is throwing 5 in there too. Thank you for the support, everybody. Saying Ghostface one-liners in this was amazing. The all I see is red and who gives a fuck about the movies in the opening was dope.
Love that opening scene. This is like, I don't want to say it's better than the original, but it's like damn near even for me. Like it's unique in different ways. This one was just so like finally something refreshing. Yeah. And Tony Revolori's character stabs the fuck out of Samara Weaving. And I was like, holy shit. And then he takes his mask off immediately. I was like, all right. Like, do we know who Ghostface is the whole time at this point? That's what I was thinking at first.
That would be really cool. Like, I would love a whole movie like that.
Yeah.
Someone was saying that earlier. They're like, I wish that was the whole movie. Like, I liked it, but I wish that was the whole thing.
Well, it was until Detective Bailey came in. That would have been. I like that. That would have been who Ghostface was. Him and Greg. But that was cool, man. I liked that. Was badass. I loved what he did with that.
Yeah, I really appreciated what they did here in this beginning, as well as the one-liners. Trust me, they were fucking awesome. But I liked the statement that it was trying to make. It was like, the usual type of killers in these movies? Yeah, no, we're going to kill them because this Ghostface is crazier. You know what I mean? It's like, that's a statement right there, dude. So it's like, don't fuck with this Ghostface. I thought that was awesome. I appreciated that. I think that I still do want that movie where it's from the perspective of the Ghostfaces, and we got a taste of that, which was fucking awesome.
Your short film, that's what I thought it was kind of going. I was like, are they gonna fucking do this? Like, are we gonna know who Ghostface is? And
Dude.
I would have loved your concept to be in this
whole movie. Me too, man.
Man. That'd have been so sick. Like,
I saw it with Matt, dude. I saw it with Matt, who made, we made the movie together.
Yeah,
and I mean, we were like little children on Christmas morning, like just going, oh my God, dude, they're doing it. Honestly, I thought that was going to be the whole movie. I wasn't like disappointed because they still did it, but I was like, in the back of my head, I definitely was like, I hope they do a whole
10 minutes.
They did it for 10 minutes. Maybe, and listen, maybe this opens up the door to a movie like this. You know what I mean? Where that is the whole thing.
Yeah.
I don't think that's an impossibility at this point. That's going to be
if like Tony survived his opening act and then they were pitted against, that would have been so cool. That would have been so badass.
That would have been so badass, man. Fuck. Well, maybe we'll get that in the future. I'm staying hopeful because I don't seem to be the only person who thinks that this was one of the best parts of the whole movie. So we might get more of that in the future. You never know.
Yeah, the opening was the opening scene and the ladder scene and Gale's scene. Like, can we talk about Gale's scene when she's like Tell City Ghostface didn't get me? I was like, oh my God, I was tearing up, man. I was like, man, that got me. I was like, fuck that whole. And then like when they play Dewey's theme when she's talking with Sam, in the shrine. I was like, fuck, man, don't make me fucking cry. Don't make me do this, radio silence. You don't want to see a grown man cry like this.
And the Dewey theme, dude. I was like, man, y'all are going to break my fucking heart right now.
Yeah, I heard that fucking Western. Doom, 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 doom. I was like, fuck, man, you fucking motherfuckers. Don't do this.
I love that Sydney and Dewey's presence were felt in this movie.
Yes.
You know what I mean? It wasn't like they were like, yeah, okay, whatever about those characters. No, they really take care of their legacy, I think, here. And
it did it so well. It was like, like Sydney needs her get her the fuck out of here. Like, she doesn't need to be in this movie, and it works so well because like the only way to bring her into this movie is like if you would have killed Kirby or Gale and then she flies, but then that feels like Scream 5 again, I don't like that.
It would have just been the same movie again, I said it earlier. I was like, I don't think that this movie would have worked with Sydney. I love Sydney. She's a great character. She's like maybe the best final girl of all time, but I don't know if this one would have worked with her. Yeah, and it's a shame, and maybe we can bring her back in the future. That would be awesome. That nothing would make me happier, but I think she would have worked there.
I think she's got to be for 7 or maybe 8. I don't know, but man, she's got to, man. I mean, Sydney fucking Prescott, like,
right?
They got to throw the bag at her.
The money bags, bro. Throw a shit ton at her. Seriously, we need her back, and she deserves to get paid more. For real, bro.
Curious what the offer was for her to feel disrespected. It must have been like some low at like, I don't know the rates of her. She's a amazing actress. So
yeah, I hopefully we get her back. I would love to see her come back in 7. That would be awesome, man. So get some different types of killers around. Ilum, oh my god, you're gonna freak me out here, man.
Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here. What are you doing? We're fucking this movie for you.
Just go see it. I can't tell you that.
Go see it right now. You can see it right now.
I'll Venmo you. I will Venmo you a ticket for $10, $12, $15. I don't care. That's your ticket. I'll buy your popcorn. Just go see it. I don't want you to get this spoiled. Oh my god.
Wait, hold on. Did you see it in 3D?
No.
I was disappointed, man, because it felt like one of those movies that was just like they.
Why is this 3D?
Yeah, it's like nothing was like. It was just like nothing. It was just like you felt the kind of depth of certain characters, obviously in 3-dimensional, but it just like, why is this in 3D? Like, there's nothing. Like, it wasn't made specifically for 3D. It felt like it was an afterthought to get more money, which kind of pissed me off.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't do 3D. I don't know. It hurts
me either.
I get a headache, man. Like, I saw Avatar when that came out, like the first one. Like, I'm talking all the way back when I was a kid, and that's a nearly. It's a really long movie. It's like, isn't that nearly 3 hours if I remember?
Oh yeah, easy 2 hours for sure. At least 2 hours.
Little kid Jake was just like, I gotta look away from the screen, dude. Like, my brain feels like a milkshake right now.
I wasn't either, but I was like, fuck it, man. It's Scream 3D. Like, it's my birthday. Let's fucking do this. But I was damn, I was so disappointed how like, especially like once like the opening scene happened where Ghostface slashes to the title. I was expecting that to be 3D, but it didn't. It was nothing.
That was 3D. What?
No, it sucked. Awesome. I was very upset. I was like, damn, I spent an extra $10 a ticket because I took my lady, and we were just like, that kind of sucks. The movie was great, but that was disappointing.
Well, that sucks. Well, Ilum, go see it in 3D or standard. Yeah. Just go see it.
See it in IMAX or whatever.
See it in IMAX. There you go. Yeah, all the love there. But thank you for the $2 again. Thank you. But I can't tell you that. I can't answer. I can't answer that question. I'm sorry. Like, I'll feel too bad. John Smith is saying, Jake, us Halloween fans forgive you. Well, thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah, you went in on Halloween Ends, boy.
Listen. As much as I don't like that movie, I do really like David Gordon Green. I do.
I respect the fuck out of Halloween Ends. I don't love it, but I respect it.
Fair. You know what? I do too. I respect it for taking a big leap. I do. I really do. I don't care for it, but I was like, hey man, fuck yeah for trying something,
With the Scream franchise, I think it's so consistent because it stays consistent with the formula, which is a beautiful formula, obviously. Obviously, it's a great formula. It's worked. But with Halloween, comparing Halloween to Scream, it's like Halloween goes into so many different directions, and it's either you like it or love it. Some people love, 5 and 6. Some people hate 5 and 6, but at least they change it up. And I think with Scream, they just don't really do that, obviously. It's like streamlined. And I get it, they're comfortable with it. It makes money, and people like it. But I think that's the difference with when people try to compare those two. It's like Halloween goes in 1,000 different directions, and Scream is just so straight and narrow.
Yeah, that's where it's a little tougher. Like it's weird. I have different opinions on both franchises. Like just like you said, but it's like there's certain things you can change about Halloween where it's like, okay, that's cool. But I feel like you have more room to work with in Scream than you do with Halloween. Like there are some things that have to happen. Like Michael Myers has to be the killer. Like it just has to, or I'm going to be disappointed.
Or not.
Yeah, you know, and if that doesn't happen, it's like, this isn't even Halloween anymore. This is turning, like, it's almost Scream. Like, Halloween Ends is almost a Scream film, and that's just not what...
woven with each other, like, the history of the both of them. It's
and they're underdeveloped, and it's like, they tried to make a Michael movie, they're trying to make a Scream movie, it just doesn't, it conflicts, it doesn't work for me. But I don't know, I just... There's a lot less things you can do with one Michael Myers type killer in every single Halloween movie opposed to Scream, where the killer's different every single time. You know, Amber and Richie might say that it's like, you know, it's a different person, so how can you make how can you continue this on? How can you make a bigger, better version of a past slasher? I actually think that's one of the biggest positives that this franchise has. You know what I mean? That it can continuously have a different killer with a new motive.
You know, it's
exactly,
and the motives can be different. So with 7 though, if they do make a 7, I hope they take maybe 2 years off, possibly. And I'm just very curious if it's gonna be in the same vein of it's gonna be less meta, and they're not gonna have a lot of commentary. It's just kind of, maybe it's gonna be more Sam and maybe possibly Sydney focused. I'm just curious on what they're gonna do with the killers, because we got 3 killers for the first time. This is the first time we've kind of had that cult-esque aspect to this franchise, which I dig. 3 killers is fine. I didn't mind it. I didn't really suspect it though. I was like, oh, okay, 3 is cool. Like I think they tease it in the subway scene, the very first trailer we get. So it's like, oh, they kind of show us immediately, but they don't. It's they show us 3 Ghostface in there. So I thought that was kind of interesting.
Yeah, and we get even more than 3 in this movie, technically, which is fucking nuts, man. Like, I was expecting... Yeah,
technically 5, I guess, yeah.
Right, isn't that weird? It's like, oh my god, like, I'm personally, I'm gonna count them in my, ranking, but it feels kind of wrong, you know what I mean? Like, it feels like...
Greg's just body's in the fridge, but...
he would be at the bottom, but, it's still, he's still a Ghostface.
Yeah, the lamest Ghostface who's never killed anyone and got fucking stuffed in a freezer like a goddamn literal piece of meat.
Right, what a dork, right?
Yeah. What a lame Ghostface. Silly old Ghostface.
Silly old Ghostface.
Silly old bear.
Oh my god. Jared Schwartz with The Scream. Look at that. Throwing $2 in there, saying Mindy getting the arm cut really threw me off. Ooh, maybe did you suspect her there for a second? That's interesting.
Oh, like how Derek in Scream 2. Oh yeah, this guy.
She doesn't get hurt all that much in this movie. I mean, on the subway, but
fucked, man. She got. Oh, I like how in this movie they focus on when someone gets stabbed and they twist it, and I like that.
There's a lot more pain.
Yeah, they lingered on the camera work. It felt like a radio silence movie, something we've both been preaching. It's like, okay, we get it, what you're trying to do with Wes with Scream 5, which I loved. It was so sweet. I love that. But this felt like Ready or Not. It had that same type of fast-paced vibe to it. I loved it, man. I really did love it. The ending fell short for me just because I wanted it to be different, because the whole rest of the movie is different, so I was just expecting it to kind of fall in line with that. But man, I like Scream 6, man. It's so much fun. It gives me the Halloween Kills vibe. That's what it gives me. I love Halloween Kills. Sorry.
Same, man. It's a really fun movie. It's really ridiculous and over the top. But Jared, thank you again for the $2. I do appreciate it. Bailey, holy crap, throwing $20 in there. I know you liked Scream 6 a whole bunch. Me and her we're going back and forth just talking about this movie. I've been just literally like a little child just talking with people about this movie all day.
Such a great time so far.
Bailey's saying, hope you guys are having a great night. Thank you so much. As you know, Jake, I absolutely loved Scream 6. What is you and Zoe's favorite quote from this film? Mine is, shut your effing whore mouth. You know what? I'm gonna get in trouble for saying that. Fuck it, I don't care. Zoe, that's definitely up there. But what's your favorite line from this movie?
It's not from Ghostface, where it's when Chad's like, can we stop saying the word cock? It's when it's Minnie comes in, is like, did I cock block you guys? It's that scene made me laugh so fucking hard. It wasn't even like anything Ghostface said, but I thought it was so funny.
It was really funny. I mean, like
Dude,
from start
yeah.
to finish. With it being so much more darker, I thought they would lean off the humor a bit, but not like it works though. It's still
It
very
really
funny
wasn't
throughout.
like tonally, like I think the kills were darker, but like it had a nice blend of like comedy and horror. It kind of felt like a Marvel movie almost in a way, but like when Marvel was kind of in their prime, when they balanced the both comedy with the seriousness. And I thought like tonally it was like perfect. It felt more gritty, but it also felt like Scream. They changed. This movie is a Scream movie. It's not kind of what they're promoting. We're like, this Ghostface is different and sexier and crazier. Like it's
Definitely sexier, man.
Yeah,
Dermot
definitely
Mulroney, holy shit.
Yeah, he's a dilf for sure. What are we doing?
Who knows? I don't know at this point.
Yeah, we're vibing. Anyway, this movie it's Scream, but they changed just enough to keep it fresh. I wish they changed a little bit more, but I think they were kind of scared. They didn't want to pull a Halloween Ends where it's just so different to where people would like, not appeal to it. I think that's what I said in my review. It's just enough different to make people be like, oh, this is fun again.
Yeah, I agree. This is a nice, like, once again, where I feel like they took some baby steps with 5. They took even another step here, but it wasn't it's not a full on sprint yet. You know what I mean? No.
They skipped a little bit, just a little skip.
Maybe like 1 or 2 steps, maybe a skip, a good lunge. Sure, yeah, but it wasn't like a full on like Terminator 2 run or anything like that. Yeah, that's good. My favorite line, honestly, I love Ethan talking about I don't want to die a virgin. I love that. And then the when Jenna kills him, I can't remember exactly how it's worded, but it's like you're gonna die a virgin or whatever, and she twists the knife in his mouth. I loved that. That was awesome.
Right in his mouth.
Yeah, there's definitely some sexual context there. That's all I'm gonna say. Yeah. And I thought it was really interesting. That was it was
down for it.
Damn, Jenna Ortega stabbed my uvula. That's who says that? Okay,
relax, buddy.
I know. I gotta just shut the fuck up. Bailey, thank you for the 20.
The moistness from here.
Oh my god. I know. What the fuck am I even saying? Thank you for the $20, Bailey. Well, I gotta shut up before I start getting myself in trouble here. Tryhard7 is throwing $5 out there, saying Roger L. Jackson is the real MVP. Need a voice acting Oscar. Yes. Imagine if Ghostface had the SpongeBob voice instead. That might ruin it. I don't know.
Kenny as Ghostface. Fuck it, that'd be awesome.
Fuck it. Roger L. Jackson's busy doing something else, we get SpongeBob instead. That might be a little weird, It might be a little weird for me, yeah. He killed it in this movie. I do love his over the topness in the last film, but here it's a little more like just creepy ghost.
He's a fucking asshole, dude. He's a fucking douchebag. Like he fucks people up. Like it's this. He's sassy. He's like not playing around.
No, not at all. This guy is trying to break some hearts and fuck people up here. The Dewey shit on the phone to Gale. Oh, that was heartbreaking.
I was like, you're a fucking asshole, man. That's why I said in my social review, I was like, he's a sick menace, dude. Like, he's fucked up.
Menace to society, man.
Dude,
what the
hell? Also, I do have to leave right now, but I wanted to say I love everyone in the chat. Thank you for rallying me on here. Thank you, Jake, for inviting me.
Of course, man.
I'm gonna have my spoiler review probably drop tomorrow morning. Just give everyone a kind of a day to kind of see the movie,
process. Yeah.
So if anyone wants to check that out, my channel is Zoe Crawford. I talk horror stuff all the time, and Jake is my good friend. I love this man so much. So yeah, thank you for having me on. I do appreciate it very much.
Yeah, of course, man. You're always welcome, dude. So I appreciate it.
Fuck yeah, I love all you guys. Keep watching scary movies, everybody. I'm gonna go have a nice birthday dinner and then come back and edit my my spoiler review. And yeah, dude, thank you so much for having me on, dude. I always love talking to you. You're a beautiful person. Love talking horror movies with you. You're a fucking grinder, and I love it. You grind out every video every day. So like one of the best horror channels on YouTube, no doubt.
Thanks, man. I really appreciate it. And once again, happy birthday. Enjoy putting those cucumbers in different orifices.
Oh yeah, I'm going in my nose tonight, I think.
Oh wow. Okay, interesting.
Yeah.
Damn. Fantastic. Subscribe to Zoe, everybody, and happy birthday again, man. Peace.
Thank you so much. Peace out, everyone. I love you guys. See ya. Bye.
Bye, Zoe. Awesome. Good shit, man. Good shit. Awesome. Love it, man. Go subscribe to Zoe, by the way, if you haven't. So, good shit. Tryhard7, thank you again for the $5. Do appreciate it. Zombo Wombo throwing 6.99. Wow. Ooh, with 169 people, this is just, it's getting sexual in here, everybody. God damn. Zombo Wombo is saying, Jason and Greg wanting to finish Richie's movie and his family putting together his collection makes Richie more legendary. It does. This one, I think, kind of makes me like Scream 5 even more, even though I still am like, that was kind of a middle there. Like, I really liked Scream 5, and I think it does some really cool stuff, but it does have its problems. Maybe even bigger stretches than this film, in my opinion. But I do really like 5, and I've always liked the Killers, but now I think I like Richie even more. For sure. Like, I like him even more now that he's influencing this movie. And the setup doesn't feel like out of nowhere. It's nice. It's good building off of that first movie and expanding the world a bit more, showing you that there's this whole idea that we want to make this real stab movie. It's not just Richie and Amber who concocted this idea. There's more to it. I love that. I think that was really cool. I loved seeing all of his movies on the TV, not the TV, the screen with the projector and all that. I thought that was really sick. There's a lot of cool things we learned about Richie this time around that I think is going to make 5 an even better watch moving forward, personally. So, I don't know. I loved it. I really enjoyed what they did here. So, Zombo Wombo, thank you for the 6.9 Canadian dollars. I love it, man. Austin Daniels is throwing $10 in there. Thank you, Austin. Thank you for that. And thanks for being a Killjoy cult member. Saying when Danny was yelling at Sam trying to get her attention before things went down, I loved that part. Yeah, okay, that actually was really good. You know what? I was kind of on the fence with Josh Segarra's character, but you're right. Actually, that sequence was fucking awesome. You see, it's like, oh my God, Ghostface is right there. Also, when he stepped in front of Sam on the subway, made me love him more. I'm a Josh Segarra simp. Hey, hell yeah, man. Apparently, everyone's simping over somebody in the Scream universe. That's what we learned from this film, at least. So I feel it, man. Josh Segarra was great. I think he absolutely killed it in this film. I'm hoping to see more of him. I really am. I'm hoping to see more of him in 7, and hopefully we can evolve his character even more, see some more from him. Because I did like that scene. I liked that he kind of saves the day a little bit, but I almost wanted him to either go Ghostface, but that would have been like, oh, we're doing the boyfriend again. Okay, yeah, I don't know about that. I wanted something else from his character. I wanted like a twist or something, just something like another angle to him that would have shown some more character or something. I did like him though. I liked him. It was good. But hopefully we do more in the future, I guess is my point. I really enjoyed his performance here though. I think he's a really interesting character and a really surprisingly good boyfriend. It's like, okay, Sam's got something good in her life. You know what? That's nice. I appreciate that. So Austin, thank you for the $10. That's a lot. So I appreciate it. Thank you. John Smith throwing 2 in there too. Jake, how about that track from Mike Shinoda? Oh yeah, that was good, man. I liked that and the Demi Lovato song. Was there a Billie Eilish track in there too? If I'm remembering correctly. Once again, I've only seen it once as of right now, but the music was killer. Speaking of music too. Brian Tyler's score was even better than the last time. It was a little more atmospheric in in Scream 5, not the first one. But this time around, I felt the music built a little more, it built out the scenery a little more. I felt like I was invested in a horror movie now, listening to all that. It wasn't just like atmospheric, like it's creepy, typical horror movie music. It felt a little less standard and a little more Scream, and I appreciated that. It was cool. I definitely like this score even better than 5. There was a lot of things that are big improvements from the last installment, but this especially, the soundtrack was fucking killer, dude. Yes, I really like that song. Demi Lovato's song is fire. It's good stuff. It's really good stuff all around. John, thanks for the $2. Austin's coming in again with another 2. Thank you so much. Saying also when Josh said, I see you, motherfucker. Amazing. Yes. Oh my God. That was really funny. He's trying to get their attention. It's like, oh my God. That also plays into my whole dramatic irony thing with this movie. There's a lot of moments like where you're feeling like Josh Segarra in this movie. You're like, oh my God, like it's this thing, Sam. Come on, what the heck? Stop being so blinded by your emotions. And it's like, dude, that scene kind of represents that, I think, really well. So I don't know. I'm in love with this movie for all the risks and different things that it decided to do. This was a perfect exemplification of that. Is that a word? Did I just make that up? Maybe not. I don't know. Maybe. Trying my best here. Austin, thanks for the $2 though. Thank you. Zombo Wombo again coming in with 2.79 Canadian dollars. Not as cool as 2.69, but I guess I'll take it. No, I'm totally kidding. Totally fucking around here. Maybe a movie in the eyes of the accomplice. Ooh. I would like an accomplice to fuck over like the person in charge. I think that would be really cool. I feel like we've always done it the other way. Maybe for 7 we do something like that, where it's like the accomplice takes charge, and it's like you thought, this person was like, my motive is this, and that's why I want to kill you, Sam. But it's like, bam, gets shot in the head, and it's like, I'm the accomplice, and we're doing this now. It's like we get a whole nother Ghostface speech. That actually could be kind of cool, spinning that kind of in a different loop. It's typically like the leader Ghostface shoots the other one for whatever reason. It's like, this guy was dead weight. Mickey, for instance. Charlie, you know what I mean? It's like, we cut the dead weight typically. We've done that a few times. Let's see something else. Happen. Maybe it's the reversal of that. I like that. I actually really like that idea. Kind of played into that a little bit in Red Right Hand for sure. A little bit. So I love it though. Good stuff. Thank you. Locked is also throwing 2 in there again. Locked, I appreciate it. Saying for both Scream 6 or Halloween Kills. Definitely Scream 6. I liked Halloween Kills, but it doesn't amount to anything. There's a lot of setup in that movie. Like people like to say there's no story, but there is. But it's set up for the end of a trilogy, which doesn't go anywhere. That whole flashback scene, completely pointless now, which sucks. And I think I would give Halloween Kills some more credit if that all went somewhere, but there's just a lot of setup in that movie that doesn't do anything. But Scream 6 feels very concise, which I appreciate. If there was a cliffhanger in this movie, I would be like in this weird like limbo state where I'm like, if this goes somewhere, cool. But if it doesn't, it sucks. You know what I mean? It's a weird thing. So I guess that's kind of why I'm glad Scream 6 didn't have a cliffhanger. I still want that to happen, but with the future of the franchise being kind of unclear at the moment, I'm almost kind of happy we didn't do a cliffhanger, because I'm glad that Radio Silence didn't leave off the franchise just being like, someone else can finish it. If it was 100% like, they're totally doing 7. They don't have any other projects going on. Then I would have wanted a cliffhanger for sure. But now that Radio Silence is not 100% attached to the next film, they're even saying things like, we hope it happens, and we hope to see more Scream movies as filmmakers. It's getting me kind of worried here. I'll tell you what, for the future, I love Scream 6. It's a little more concise than Halloween Kills, and I think it tells a better story personally. But that's not to say Halloween Kills is bad, man. I mean, there's some fucking awesome Michael Myers moments throughout that. That opening scene, killer. I think some of the best kills throughout. For the entire franchise, Halloween Kills encompasses that. So yeah, I'm leaning towards Scream 6 for sure, but I like both. I really do like both. Locked, thank you again for the $2. Thank you. Sarah Campbell is throwing 5 Canadian dollars in there. Thank you, Sarah. Saying, I just got home from the theater. I need to see it again to let it fully sink in. Really enjoyed it. Nice. Sarah, I'm really glad you enjoyed it. I got to see it again too. For sure. There are some things that I had some people like point out. They're like, oh wait, I think I missed that. There's a lot of little tiny details in this movie that I caught a lot of them, but I don't think I caught all of them. So I'm definitely, this is a movie you need to see 3 times. I've heard someone, I can't remember who said this, but someone said you need to see a movie 3 times before you can really appreciate everything about it. That is so true. Like that is so absolutely true. You got to see a movie at least 3 times before you can be like, I have a solid opinion on it. But right now, I love this film. Like after one watch, I am in love with this film. I think it is just so much fun from start to finish. Such an interesting movie that I can't believe it does what it does. I don't know. I was really impressed. Lots of things that I just wasn't expecting that they actually ended up doing. It's like little pipe dream shit that I've been like saying for a while. I'm like, oh, they should do this and they should do that. No, okay, wait, actually they did some of those things. Wow, that opening scene, killer, man. Sarah, thank you for the 5 Canadian bucks, though. Appreciate that. I'm glad you enjoyed the movie, too. That makes me really happy. John Smith is saying, Jake, thoughts on Jason Takes New York Easter eggs? I really liked it. There was some really good stuff in here. I loved it was on the TV, which was sick. That was really funny. Our character's name, our first Ghostface we're introduced to, is literally named Jason. there was a lot of good stuff, man. There's a lot of good little Friday references. I definitely think they did a New York slasher better than Friday the 13th Part 8. I know not all of us agree on this film, but maybe we can agree on that. Maybe. Trying to find some kind of positive, you know what I mean? Trying to find something we can all agree on. I personally think they blew Jason Takes Manhattan out of the water. Yeah, definitely the best New York set slasher film that I've seen, at least. So I was really impressed with that. But I still love me some Jason. I even like Jason Takes Manhattan. It's, it's not a good movie, but it's really enjoyable. Fuck. So I appreciated all the references. I wish someone got their head punched off, though. Not really, but maybe. John Smith, thank you for the $2, though. I do appreciate it. Love those Easter eggs. Love them. Chuck Liss is also here. What's up, Chuck? Chuck. Saying, what's up, Jake and Zoe? I absolutely loved this movie, man. I thought all the acting was A1. I agree. What are your guys' opinion on the performances? Any standouts or letdowns? I wasn't really let down by any of the performances, but there was some that stood above the rest, for sure. Like, I think Chad was killer in this movie, like, super hilarious, absolutely the heart of the film. Did a lot of really fun things throughout. I loved that he addressed the Core 4. That was really funny and just so cute. He's like, come on, Core 4, and it's like got the hands in there. That was fucking hilarious. That was awesome. Chad also, I'm not usually one to be like, oh man, the romance in a movie is really well done. I could care less about things like that personally, but I actually really felt like it was natural for Chad and Tara to get together. It makes the whole trauma element of things in this movie work a little better. So I actually really appreciated that. When people go through similar trauma, they usually, kind of group together. I love the beginning of this film when we're introduced to our characters again, who are all dealing with the trauma of the previous film in very different ways. Tara is so drunk at this party to the point where she's almost letting this person take advantage of her, and Chad is protecting her. And I feel like that's all out of trauma. They were friends before the events of Scream 5, of course. But I think because they went through that shared trauma, they have this bond now where they're like, we got to protect each other. We are like brothers and sisters now. And I really felt that with this opening, this reintroduction to these characters. That was really nice. And I think the romance between them kind of elevates that a lot. So I really liked Chad. I really liked his relationship with Tara. And Sam was the biggest standout of all. I saw a lot of potential in Sam in 5. I think some people are saying, I've heard people say her performance is terrible and all that. It's not. It's actually really good considering the fact that she's doing a Billy Loomis impression. I just think that went over some people's heads. I liked it. It was good, but I liked that in this film she had a little more range. She wasn't just the Billy Loomis daughter character. She did more than that. She's grown even further past that, and I appreciated that a lot in this movie. She was definitely my favorite character and stood out big time. Like I said, she's on my top 10 list now for final girls. I couldn't think of that term. She's definitely a top 10 final girl in my mind now. Really enjoyed her performance. Melissa Barrera kicks ass, man. So that was definitely my 2 favorites for sure. But Chuck Liss, thank you for the $10. Do appreciate it. Thanks for being here. David Gibson again. What you got, David? What's going on? Thanks for the $5. Saying to take it from a 9.5 to a 10, keep Quinn and Ethan the siblings and the dad just a cop who likes money. And on the whole thing, it was in the dialogue. Oh, so you're saying like it's dad just a cop who like, so like just Quinn and Ethan are the killers and the dad is just kind of like, he's in on it, but he's not really our lead killer or anything. That actually might have been interesting, but I will say I liked the 3 killers angle. It was very different, even though, the motive was similar, for sure. I liked it, though. I thought it was very different. It was a really different style of reveal. I think you think it's just going to be 2 people, but it's like, oh, okay, Liana Liberato's still alive. Cool. I appreciated it. I thought it was a bit obvious of a twist. I think you could see it coming, but I still enjoyed it. Personally, I think I would lose Ethan as a killer and just do like a dad-daughter thing. Like just have it be Quinn and Bailey and just lose the whole trying to do a fake out death. Cause I mean, you pretty much had it figured out from right there onwards. I think they should have just made it. Quinn and Bailey. I think I might have changed that, but I still appreciated that they did 3 killers here at the end. I thought that was actually pretty cool, but I know, I see where you're coming from though, David. I do get that. But I don't know. I appreciated what they did, but I thought, but it could work. I think it could work both ways. Let's say that. But I dig it. I see where you're coming from, and I'm a fan. David, thank you for the $5 though again. Thank you. Smells Like Teen Horror is throwing $2 in there again. Thank you. Saying had a panic attack going back tomorrow. Oh, are you okay? Oh man, well I'm so sorry, man. Well, hey, I hope you're doing okay. Hope you're not freaking out. Hopefully your friends in the horror space here can get you back to good in a good headspace. So all the love, man, all the love. Hope you're doing good. Sorry about that. Thanks for the $2 though. David again is throwing 2 in there, saying Revelori has more costumed kills than Jill. Jill has to be the killer in one of those other scenes, right? Like, no, hang on. Is she doesn't she do the opening kill? Isn't that Jill? Maybe. I mean, I don't know. Or maybe it was Charlie. I'm actually not 100% sure about that. Jill had to have gotten a costume kill in that movie. I feel like that one was a little more evened up, but maybe not. I don't know off the top of my head. So interesting. I actually do like Tony Revolori as a Ghostface. I'm actually like, I don't know where to put him in my ranking because I think he's a very interesting killer. And if he was our killer in this movie, I actually think it might have been a good, just standard Scream film. But I love that this movie was different. Once again, I love that we kill this character in the first movie. Like, this would have been our killer typically, but our killers this time were like, yeah, no, fuck that. Fuck you, Ghostface. I'm the new Ghostface. Pretty cool stuff. Pretty interesting angle to take it, I think. So David, again, thank you for the $2 though. Tony Revolori was really good in this. That's maybe my favorite role he's ever done. I mean, he's good as Flash Thompson for sure. He's a good Flash Thompson. But just a very small role in the MCU versus here he has a very crucial role to this film where it's not the most important role in the Spider-Man movies, but I appreciated it. It was cool. I hear he's on that Servant show, that M. Night Shyamalan show. I've yet to watch it, but I read about what happens and I'm like, that's a really cool concept for a show. No way. Oh man, I thought that, I don't know. It sounds really cool to me. I got to check it out though. I love how I get back into the comments here and people are talking about Charlie being a simp still. He is. He's totally a simp. I love it. It's hilarious. It's great. Reese is saying can't lie when Sam put the Ghostface robe on and took the mask off. 100% the sexiest scene ever in the entire franchise. That's really funny. I've had a few people say that was a bit unnecessary. Maybe, but it was really fucking cool. And they set it up, they set it up to do something like that. And I don't know. I thought it was actually kind of cool. They've been setting up a scene like that since 5, I think. So Jill killed her mom. Probably. That's a good point. Jill does have a lot of kills though. In general kills. We were talking about like in costume kills, but she scored herself a few kills there. Amber is greater than Quinn, but Quinn was pretty great. I agree, Kermit. I definitely liked Amber more. I think that was just because we didn't see a whole lot of Quinn, but for what we did get from her, I thought she was great. Liana Liberato was awesome in this movie, playing 2 very different sides of one character. It was nice. She did a good job, but once again, I didn't see enough of her. You know what I mean? We saw a lot more of Amber. She had a lot more time to play the killer, and be even crazier. I love her little character moments is what makes Amber, in my opinion, the like that. That's fucking crazy, man. It's like, oh my God. And it feels like something a crazy horror fan would do in that situation. It doesn't feel out of place. It feels very appropriate for her character. So I loved it. Yeah, that she's I definitely, I'll say this. I think I definitely like Richie and Amber as a pair better from 5. But I like Detective Bailey as a standalone killer more than all of the killers from the previous 2 movies. So, although he's my favorite, as a duo, Amber and Richie are definitely better than the kids with him. And that's not, once again, not to say that Liana Liberato and Jack Champion aren't good as Ghostfaces, they just didn't have a whole lot to do. You know what I mean? They were just Richie's siblings. And it was cool. It was a cool twist. I liked it. But yeah, maybe could have done more. I don't know. Quinn's booty call was in the wrong place at the wrong time. Let me tell you. I don't know what was up with that. I almost wish we could have played into, I mean, I know like the whole idea was like, oh, she's sex positive and all that, but I almost wish we could have played into that maybe even more with like her Ghostface reveal. Like how can we spin that, a little bit with how, with what happens to her in the movie? I don't know. once again, just little tiny nitpicks. Nothing where it was like, oh, that makes or breaks the film. No, but it's just something to talk about, you know. Matt Critter, what's up, Matt? I have a strange question. Who was the dead guy in the bathtub? So Quinn's booty call. That was literally what we were. I didn't realize that's what we were answering. Yes, that was the dude who was bumping uglies with Quinn, as they say. Isn't that disgusting? Who came up with that? What madman came up with that phrase, bumping uglies? That is so disgusting. Knocking boots is another one that's really gross to me. The word shag. Ugh. Like, God, you wanna turn somebody off? Approach them and say that. Shag. It's disgusting. Who the fuck is Phil? The biggest unanswered question going into 7. Who the fuck is Phil? I don't even know what you're talking about. What? Quinn getting a brick to the face and losing teeth made me like her Ghostface more. That was fucking awesome. The loss of teeth, and she's got all the blood dripping down her face, and she's walking towards Sam with the knife on the thing. You know what I mean? Ugh. Man, it's awesome. Very metal. A very metal Scream movie, let me tell you. This one is like, yeah, fuck everything. We're making some crazy shit happen in this movie. I thought that was awesome. Good stuff. Oh, yeah. Oh, my God. You're right. Yeah, Tony Revolori is in that movie. I totally forgot about that. I love this film. Maybe one of my favorite Wes Anderson movies, Grand Budapest Hotel. He is in that. That totally, slipped my mind, Kermit. You're so right. Yeah, no, actually, that probably is his best. Yeah. I stand corrected. Absolutely. Oh my God, that movie kicks ass. If you guys want, if you're like, man, Scream 6, it wasn't a bummer, but it had some darker moments. If you're looking for something a little more wholesome, if you're like, I need a break from horror movies, watch some Wes Anderson films. Still weird, but very wholesome and just fun. Just a really fun time. Sometimes I need a break. You know, sometimes I'm like, I've seen so many people just get dismembered this week. I need to watch something a little fun. I'm weird. I flip from just crazy horror movies to like children's movies. That's my revolution of media that I consume. But hey, man, it's good shit. It's good shit all around. Who wants to watch some Toy Story and Evil Dead? You know what I'm saying? Goes together like chocolate and caramel, baby. Oh my God. What else do we got here? Eek, eek, eek. Love it. Love it. I wish there was more deaths. A little disappointing. More deaths. There was definitely a lot of kills in this movie. I will say I wish that a main character died. I will say that for sure. I wanted Chad probably should have died. Like on paper, I feel like that just makes more sense for this scene, for this movie and like how it all worked out. But it was a little exciting to see him come back. You know what I mean? It was one of those things where I'm like, okay, that's pretty cool that he's still alive. Cool. But yeah, I agree with you on the point of, yeah, probably one of the main characters should have just died. But it was still cool. It was still it was fun. I enjoyed it. I made the joke ages ago and it happened. Say it, Jake. Richie's father. You know, they should have hired Timothy Olyphant just for one scene. He just comes out. He's like, Richie's father? No, can you do it again? You're just not doing the neck thing right. He's like, I don't know, guys. Is this gonna work in this movie? Just do it. Just trust me. Richie's father. Yeah. You know, I'll say this. Like, listen, I know my whole thing was like, if they do that shit, I'm leaving the theater. What the hell? I think what I meant by that is that if they approach it the same way as Mrs. Loomis, it would suck, and they didn't do that. That's why it worked. They didn't just sucker punch you in the face with a random motive. It's not the fact that it's the mother of Billy Loomis that I don't like it. It's the fact that they just sucker punched you out of nowhere with that. It's like just not set up at all, and it just feels like they were like, what are some other twists that have worked in horror movies? Oh, Pamela Voorhees from Friday the 13th. Let's just yank that and throw that right at the end of the movie and not set it up at all. Because they don't set it up. There's no setup. It's just randomly, bam, punched in the face. Here we go. I don't know. This movie sets it up way better with the whole idea of Richie kind of being like this overwhelming theme. Even though he's dead, seems like maybe there's a kind of a different outlook on this character out there. A lot of people think that Sam was the real killer and Richie was innocent. And that's kind of fucked up in my mind. I love that. I love that angle to it. That was such a cool thing to play around with in this movie. I also loved that we have Sam in this movie saying, sucks that people don't like me. It's almost kind of like it's like kind of a meta take on the criticisms from Scream 5. I thought that was really cool. Kind of sick. Just like that burp that I just tried to hide, but you all probably heard it. I'm not going to try to hide it. I burp. I fart. I poop my pants in the theaters. You know, it happens. It happens. Andrew saying, hey, Jake just got out of Scream 6. Absolutely loved it. I'm so glad you enjoyed it, Andrew. Nice. It was sick, man. I had a fucking blast with it. Someone needs to edit him in. Yes. Edit Mickey in there. Get like something. Get like the fucking AI to do his voice and do Richie's father. You know, it just sounds weird. It's like off a little bit, but it's like, it's close enough. Whatever. That's funny, ZZM. Yes, make it happen. Oh my God. I'm probably going to wrap up here because I've been going for 2 hours and your boy's tired. I was like, yeah, let's go for 2 hours. Let's do this. And now I'm just like, oh my God, I'm dying here. Jake needs some sleep, but I will be live again tomorrow. I don't know what time tomorrow because I might be on a few people's streams. Not sure what's going on, but I'll be live again tomorrow as well as Sunday and Monday. We'll be talking about Scream 6 all weekend, baby. It's going to be fun. So make sure to stop by if you want to talk again, or if you haven't seen the movie yet and you're like, I want to talk about this thing when we actually get to see it. Come on over. We'll hang out. It's going to be a great time. I also want to address one more thing, two more things actually, just real quick. I will be getting back to just covering horror movies in general on this page soon. Obviously, Scream will always be a big thing on this page, but I want to get back to talking about like just horror movies. Like I love that. I love that this page is horror in general. So I will be focusing a little more on that. My new goal moving forward after this week is every week I want to do a big video on another horror movie, something I haven't been covering super closely. I want to try to do that. I think I can make that happen almost every other week, especially with like Maxine, the new Alien movie from Fede Alvarez. There's a bunch of really exciting projects out there that I would love to talk a little more about. So that's going to be a main focus moving forward. I got a comment saying like, I love that you're covering Scream, man, but I hope you cover, all the other stuff that's going on. And I'm going to. Just know that I'm very conscious of that. One other thing too, I just want to say thank you so much. I had my first video ever hit over 100,000 views over on my second channel, Movie Smoothie. So thank you to everybody who watched my Justin Roiland video. That was a really tough video for me to make, finding out all these awful things about one of my old heroes now, which is a shame. So I used to really like the guy, and to find out he was a monster really sucks. It was really, really disheartening, and it was a tough video for me to make. So I appreciate everybody for watching that one, and it just hit 100K over on my second channel. So thank you so much for watching that one. Seriously, that was like crazy. I've never had something like that ever happen. So it was just really cool. Thank you all for watching that one. So sorry this is a little long-winded. All the love to you guys. Thanks for hanging out with me tonight. Like I said, I will be live tomorrow. So let's talk again this weekend if you want. So show up if you want. I'll be live. Hang out with me if you want. Maybe you're getting sick of me. I don't know. All the love though. Thank you so much. Peace out. And as always, don't forget to kill it out.